Today we're going to learn about order of operations with integers. So your objective is to solve multiple operations with integers, and this is page 28. Now let's start by remembering what the rule is. Remember, you have the different steps, 4 steps. First one is parentheses, then exponents, then multiply and divide. Remember, that's left to right, and then add and subtract from left to right. And remember, you can kind of think of it like hopscotch. We have parentheses, then exponents, then multiply and divide happen at the same time, and then add and subtract happen at the same time. Okay, so I've put 2 on here just to review, make sure you remember how to do order of operations. So go ahead, you can write PEMDAS up here at the top, and go ahead and solve these 2 and see how you do. Okay, let's see if we remember order of operations. So first I would do parentheses, and there's parentheses right here, so that's 3 plus 1, which is 4. Then I bring everything else down. 20 divided by times 6 minus 1. Okay. Next, I do not have any exponents, so I'm going to cross that out. Okay, and then remember, multiply and divide happen at the same time from left to right. So I'm actually going to divide first. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Bring down times 6 minus 1. Then I'm going to multiply. 5 times 6 is 30. That gets rid of that step. Bring down the minus 1. And now I have add and subtract. Well, all I have left is subtraction, so that's 29. All right. And remember, you should be showing me every single step, so it should sort of look like a slice of pizza at the end, getting narrower and narrower until your answer. All right, let's see how you did on this one. First of all, there are no parentheses. There are no exponents. So now I need to do multiply, divide. I go left to right. So first I'm going to divide. 30 divided by 3, well, that's 10. Bring this down, times 5 minus 9. Now I need to multiply next. So that's 50 minus 9. And now I'm just left with add and subtract, which there's just subtraction. 50 minus 9 is 41. So you should have had 41 here. All right, now let's look at using this when you might have integers, meaning I might have a negative somewhere or a positive. Okay, so let's look at writing PEMDAS first so we don't forget the steps. Now I don't have any parentheses, so I'm going to cross that out. I don't have any exponents, so they've made it a little bit easier for me. And these 2 steps go together. Okay, so multiply, divide. I still need to go left to right. So I'm going to start by doing 3 divided by 3. Yay, both positive. 3 divided by 3 is 1. I bring everything else down. 5 minus times 2 minus 7. Okay, next I'm going to multiply. Again, still positive. 1 times 2, yay. 1 times 2 is 2. Bring down 5 minus 7. Now I'm done with multiplying and dividing, and so I go to add and subtract. Okay, well now I have subtraction. Well, I'm going to start, because I have to go left to right, 5 minus 2. Well, I can do that because 5 is bigger than 2. Well, if I have 5 and I take 2 away, that would just leave 3. So this goes away, I bring down the minus 7. Now here's where I have an issue. Because this says 3 minus 7, if I start with 3 and then take 7 away, well, I can't take 7 away. So this is where I have to incorporate my knowledge of subtracting integers, and I can do the KCO to help me solve this. So KCO. I keep the 3, I change the minus into a plus, and I make 7 into its opposite. Now I knew I had to do KCO again because my first number was smaller than what I was taking away. Okay. Now I have to use my knowledge of integers and adding. It's same signs add, different signs, subtract. These are different signs, so I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 3 is 4. And then it says to keep the sign of the larger. Remember the larger absolute value. 7 has a larger absolute value, so I'm going to keep the negative sign. And my answer would be -4. Okay, go ahead and try this one and see if you can get it. All right, so PEMDAS. So parentheses. Now, I know these are parentheses right here, but they don't count as parentheses. It only counts as parentheses if you actually have like an operation, like adding something, subtracting something, dividing something inside the parentheses. Here you only have one number, a -4. So in this case, this doesn't count as parentheses. This is just showing you that 6 is being multiplied by -4. So this actually counts as multiplication here. So don't get confused with that. So I really do not have any parentheses. I do not have any exponents. So now I'm going to look at multiply and divide. So multiply and divide, well, the only multiplication or division I have is right here, 6 times -4. Well, let me start by just doing 6 times 4. That's 24. And then don't forget about mad face. Because I'm multiplying, I need to think about my sign using mad face. I have a +6, cross that out. I have a -4, so it's -24. Then this goes away, and I bring these down. -3 plus, and then -5. Okay, now I just have add and subtract left. I go left to right. -3 plus -24. Same signs, add. 24, 25, 26, 27. So this would be 27. And same signs keep the sign, so -27. Bring down -5. Okay. Now I'm subtracting with integers, so I have to do KCO. So KCO, I keep the -27, I change minus to plus, I make 5 into -5. Now, same signs, add. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. And then they're both negative, so keep the sign -32. Okay, go ahead and try the last one on your own, and then we'll check it together. All right, let's see how we did. Now, I start with parentheses. And I do have parentheses. Remember, that doesn't count. In this case, the parentheses are just separating a minus and a negative sign so that they don't sort of look like they're running into each other. Okay? So we actually need to start with this right here. Well, inside the parentheses, I see subtraction. So that means we have to do KCO. So keep, change opposite, keep the -3, change to plus, make 3 into its opposite, which is -3. And I need to solve that. Same signs, add and keep the sign. Whew! So now this is done, and I bring this down. Divided by 6 times 2 minus -5. I don't have any exponents, so we don't have to worry about that yet. Now we have multiply and divide. I go left to right, so I'm going to start by doing this. -6 divided by 6. Well, I know 6 divided by 6 is 1, and I'm dividing, so I have to do mad face. Negative, cross out the negative. Positive, cross out the positive. That makes a -1. And I bring this down. Times 2 minus -5. Okay? Now I have multiplication, so I need to do that next. 1 times 2 is 2. Again, I have to do mad face because I'm multiplying. -1, cross out a negative. +2, cross out a positive. That's a -2. Bring this down. Minus -5. Okay, now I'm done with multiply and divide, and I just have add subtract, which all I have is subtract. So I'm going to do that step. And because it is subtraction, again, I need to do KCO. So I keep, change opposite, keep the -2, change to plus, make -5 into a +5. Now I think about my song, same signs add, different signs, subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3, and it says keep the sign of the larger. 5 is larger, so it's going to be +3. Woo, that was a little trickier. Okay, so keep practicing, and I'll see you next time.